So, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most powerful tools in clinical research, that is, Clinical Trial Management System or CTMS. If you have ever wondered how sponsors, the CROs, and clinical teams manage the complex studies, streamline site operation, and track subject to ensure compliance across global trial, then this video is for you. We'll explore what CTMS is, the top CTMS platform used in the industry, their key features, and why CTMS has become one of the absolutely essential modern clinical trial technology. So make sure you watch this video till the end and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more clinical research career insight and learning content. So let us start by understanding what exactly is CTMS. So first and foremost, CTMS stands for Clinical Trial Management System. It is a centralized digital platform that manages and streamlines the operation and aspects of the clinical trial, which means that all the activities which are conducted in the clinical trial, all the digital data that is generated, everything, all the operational aspect of it, that is managed by a particular centralized system. Okay, that is CTMS. This particular CTMS systems supports study planning, site management, documentation, monitoring, budgeting, and reporting. Okay, so whenever it comes to clinical trial, there are multiple activities that you have to do, but at the same time, you have to know what each and every stakeholder is doing. Okay, so for example, study planning. So for study planning, you need protocols, you need documentation, you need timelines, and that you need to integrate in a single software system. Okay, so that is where the CTMS comes in. Again, when it comes to site management, you have to see all the site in a single format. Okay, so in a single system, all the sites are shown. That particular CTMS system clearly shows what kind of progress the site is making, what kind of data is there in the system, as well as what are the documentary required, which document are missing. Again, in terms of monitoring, we see that which particular site has been monitored for how much period. Okay, again, what is budget allocated to that particular site, how are the queries or the adverse event reported. Okay, so all the aspects, all the operational aspect of the clinical trial are present in one single system. Okay, that is what makes CTMS so powerful, because it not only gives you a centralized platform, it ensures that you get the accurate and up-to-date information. You also are aware of the compliance, that what is required as per the regulatory requirement, as per the sponsor requirement, what is the timeline of it, and most importantly the operational efficiency. Okay, because until and unless you operate at an efficient level, you're not going to complete the clinical trial on time. Okay, that is where CTMS becomes most important. And last but not the least, CTMS also helps in reducing manual workload. Okay, because you don't have to physically call up each and every site and ask them to update their data. Once they update the data, your system will immediately sync and show you the latest real-time data that is available. Okay, so a lot of manual work is reduced, and it clearly results in enhanced real-time decision making, because whatever data you'll pull up, that will be the latest data right to the millisecond. Okay, that is why CTMS plays a very important role, not only in terms of digitalization of a platform, but also streamlining the operational aspect of the clinical trial. Now let us understand how does this CTMS helps us. Okay, so what are the key features of CTMS? So we will understand them one by one. So first and foremost is study and site management. Okay, so how site management is managed by CTMS? Again, site selection, site activation, performance tracking of the site is managed by a single system. Okay, that is the CTMS system. Next thing is the tracking of the subject. So whatever data you enter of the subject, that particular data, right from its enrollment to the subject visit to the retention matrix, all data is entered into the single CTMS system. Okay, that particular EDC is directly synced to the centralized CTMS system, and it clearly shows what kind of data is entered by the site, what is the data entry backlog, what is the frequency of monitoring for this particular site. Okay, so each and every subject visit can be tracked by CTMS system, followed by monitoring and reports. Okay, once the data is entered, we now have to conduct monitoring at that particular site. So site monitors, before going to the monitoring, They immediately access the CTMS system and they schedule the trip visit, they create their report, they create action item for the site, okay, based on the data that they have reviewed. So in a CTMS system, it is very easy for you to not only view the data, but also conduct the monitoring and create reports out of it. Okay, so that there is a single platform that clearly shows that what is the data, what were the issues with the data, and what are the action items for a particular site, followed by document management. Okay, so whatever documents are in the clinical trial, as you know, that there will be multiple versions of each and every document. Okay, so that particular document, also the protocol, the regulatory document, all the version control. Okay, so each and every set of document is present on the CTMS system, right to the single version of it. Okay, so all versions are tracked, all documents are maintained. Okay, so it is a cross platform system where not only an electronic data entry system is there, but there is also a document management system, an operational system for monitoring and reporting. So it is a diverse system in overall. Okay, now coming on to financial management. Again, when it comes to operational efficiency, we have to manage budgeting, the payments, the control tracking, and that can also be integrated into CTMS system. Okay, so not only the progress of the clinical trial, but even the financial aspect of it is taken care of. Again, last but not the least, we have the reporting and dashboard. Okay, so all the key performing indicators or the risk indicators are directly shown. Okay, so whenever, if you have worked in clinical trial, you would know that data entry is one of the significant aspect. Again, the adverse event reporting is there, the backlog of data review is there by the monitors. Again, the timelines are required to be reviewed. Okay, so that particular system, we need to pull up all the report which clearly highlights that what is the current activity status of a particular site. Okay, so CTMS systems help us to unify all the site and give us clear reports and dashboard, so that we can identify the key performance indicators of each and every site, and also perform a risk analysis and identify which are the risk indicators across all the sites in the clinical trial. Okay, again, when it comes to CTMS system, it is not only a single system but a centralized system where you integrate multiple aspects of the clinical trial. Okay, so CTMS will also conduct or contain the electronic data capture system, the trial management file, the IWRS system, again the safety and adverse event monitoring system. So all of these systems are integrated, so it becomes a very much powerful system, so that you can view all kind of safety data, the IWRS system, that is randomization and IP allocation, and electronic data capture systems, the document management system, that is TMF, and also monitoring and operational system as well. Okay, so if you observe all the features of this particular CTMS system, you would appreciate it not only focus on centralizing all the system, but works as a single point of contact for the stakeholders of clinical trial to directly monitor, directly get the dashboards and the reports to assess what exactly is going on at the site remotely. Okay, you do not go to the site, you directly open the CTMS system and you know what is the status of the site, so that each and every stakeholders is aware what is happening at a particular site. Now, once we have seen what is CTMS and what are the key features of CTMS, let us see which are the CTMS that are currently being used by the industry. Because whenever it comes to your clinical research interviews or your awareness about clinical trial management system, even if you have not worked on a CTMS, you need to know which are the biggest or the common CTMS system that the clinical research industry uses. So the first one is Medidata CTMS. Okay, now Medidata CTMS is quite used widely, and it has four important parameters which highlights this particular system. First is that Medidata is cloud based. Okay, so you do not need to have a software installed on your system. You directly access this via the cloud, and data is immediately synced. Second thing is that once it is a cloud based system, it will ensure that it has the real time monitoring system. This particular Medidata CTMS also has integrated EDC, so that directly you can enter the data and that data is immediately synced. And last but not least, it has a strong analytics platform which clearly gives you the dashboards and analysis of the site status. Okay, so that is about Medidata CTMS. Next is Oracle CTMS. Again, Oracle CTMS is one of the widely used CTMS. It again has four major areas where it shines. First is it is an enterprise level, so it can handle a lot of big pharma giants and client. Second is that whenever it comes to site management, it is very friendly and intuitive for the sites to use, because any kind of software or any piece of software that you give to your users, it should be so user friendly that they are very comfortable to it. And Oracle CTMS, people are very comfortable to it. Next thing is integrated EDC. Okay, not only you get a trial management system, but you also get an integrated EDC system where the data entry can be managed in real time. And last but not the least, it has an excellent regulatory tracking feature where it manages all the documentation and clearly gives you the timelines of the regulatory submission and gives you the tracking information also. Okay, so that is about Medidata CTMS and Oracle CTMS. Now let us see the most famous and the currently most active and revered system in the industry, which is Viva Vault CTMS. Viva Vault CTMS is been revolutionary. Okay, each and every company in the clinical trial industry is moving to Viva Vault, and that is because of a reason. Okay, the kind of unified interface the CTMS has, it is excellent. It is very user friendly. It is quite spacious, quite good to look at, and it is very intuitive. Okay, I've been using this particular system for last couple of years, and it has been nothing but amazing. Okay, it has a lot of integration of ETMF, the SSUs, the clinical trial monitoring, the report writing. It is excellent. Again, it has integrated EDC system which enhances the efficiency and helps you for cross-functional application of this particular system, as well as it has excellent document management system. Last but not the least, it is configurable. Okay, so as and when your requirement is there, like an Android system in your mobile phone, so whatever setting you want to have, whatever feature you want to have, you can configure in Viva Vault. Okay, so that kind of configurability gives Viva its key edge. Whatever feature you want, it can be added to it. Again, last but not the least, this particular system again generates an audit trail. Whatever data is generated, whatever reports are generated, whatever changes are made in the system, they have a clear audit trail, so it makes it audit ready also for the uh, regulatory authority to audit or the third party to audit a particular system. Okay, so Viva Vault is one of the most critical and famous system of the current times, and each and every one of you must know about this system, or at least the major feature of a CTMS system. Last but not the least, we again have Florence Interactive. Okay, some CROs and pharma companies do use Florence Interactive. So the major highlights of this particular system is this particular system is site friendly, very intuitive. Again, it has a very simple workflow so that each and every stakeholders can follow it. Again, it has excellent document tracking feature which help you uh, understand what kind of documents are required. Is there any dependency in how to track it? And again, the QA tracking feature makes it more effective in terms of compliance. Okay, so these are the four major CTMS systems that the clinical research industry uses. Again, last but not the least, we need to understand the significance of the CTMS. Okay, why are these particular system required and why are they used? Okay, so again, as we've discussed, it improves efficiency and reduces the manual workload that you have. Next thing is the data accuracy and real-time oversight. So if you understand the scope of clinical trial is conducted across multiple countries and multiple sites in a particular countries. Okay, so it is physically not possible for you to keep manually calling them and getting the update. Once you have the centralized system which gives you accurate data and real-time oversight, you can have a very good track or understanding of a particular site. Okay, next thing is it supports GCP compliance and audit readiness. Okay, once the system is real-time basis, it has certain checks and balances. It clearly helps you have enhanced GCP compliance and audit readiness. Again, CTMS system helps in facilitating remote and on-site monitoring because the data is centralized, and that particular data we have to ensure that is accurate, so you can conduct even remote monitoring and on-site monitoring using CTMS. I personally have used Viva Vault for both remote and on-site monitoring, and it is an excellent system to conduct the monitoring visit for a CRA. Last again next point would be the streamlining. Okay, so it clearly streamlines the study startup and the initiation as well as the closeout timeline. It will give you very good dashboards so that you can have a clear understanding which particular site needs to be SIV'd, which particular site needs to have monitoring, or which particular site needs to be closed also. Again, this particular CTMS system will improve collaboration with various sponsors, CROs, the CRAs of that particular site, and those site themselves. Okay, so again, this particular system will enhance collaboration, and it is doing so currently. And last but not the least, the cost saving. Of course, CTMS system being so centralized, so helpful, it enables cost saving via optimized resource planning, so that we are aware that which particular site needs what kind of effort, and based on those analytics we can reduce cost and put our efforts and money at the right places. Okay, so that was about CTMS in clinical trial. So thank you for watching this video till the end. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because we put a lot of effort to bring you such amazing content. So a subscribe would be a lot helpful for us, and stay tuned to our channel and turn on the notifications so that you know what are the updates to it. Thank you.